Hello, beautiful people of the internet. My name is Ryan. You know the drill. We're on a path in the woods. Welcome back to Slay the Princess. It's episode number 6. I hope you're having an excellent day. And I hope you're ready for probably over an hour of hanging out inside of this game of words, game of talking, game of hanging out inside this story. In the last episode, we turned the princess. We killed the princess. And then when we went back to see her again, she was actually a dead body, a skeleton, and we discovered her ghost. And we let that ghost, like any normal person who's really in love, we let that ghost possess our ass. And then we escorted her out. It was really a, surprising turn of events. But we sort of freed the princess ghost in a way. And in the process, potentially killed the narrator. Of course, not very well because the narrator's still here. So that's what we did last episode. And what are we going to get up to today? Well, God, it is. I'm so glad I've been taking notes because it is really sort of difficult to remember what we did in order to get what, The good news is it seems like the game is going to sort of close off our options if we have already done something.
You're here to slay
first things
her.
First.
If you don't, it will be the end of the world.
We should probably go towards the cabin, Viva la Revolucion, by the way. Have we said this before? Viva la Revolucion. I've always wanted to off a monarch.
That's the spirit. You make your way up the short
Okay,
path
well, it's
to
just
the
a yes,
cabin.
I think.
You'll find the princess within. We're not going to go through with this, right? She's a princess. We're supposed to save princesses, not slay them.
So I think Viva la Revolucion is just a
Ignore
yes.
him. He doesn't know what he's talking about.
We'll proceed to the cabin. So, unless all of a sudden the princess is French, wouldn't that be funny? That would be amazing.
The interior of the cabin is almost entirely bare. The air is stale.
Okay, so we've heard this before. What do we want to do? Now's the time to be thinking, right? What do we want to do? What do we want to try? So, last run, if you will, in a funny way, you could sort of think of this as like roguelite runs or something. There's no roguelite aspect to it, maybe, as far as I know. But thinking of it in terms of like doing a run, isn't that such a cheap way of thinking of such a story-based game? But that's not how I mean it. So in the last run, we went here. This is why I have notes. We brought the knife. We did not talk. We killed her. Then we left. Then we killed ourselves after we were sort of stuck in the thing. What if we went any one of those steps? There's a number of variations. What if we take the blade?
You take the blade from the...
And we'll skip. Lots of dialogue here. What if we do the same thing where we get to leave?
The door to the basement creaks open,
but
revealing a...
Instead of killing ourselves... Well, first off, let's see if it'll let us do it. And then instead of killing ourselves, we can just wait? I don't know.
Good. You're still listening to reason.
Imagine if she was French. She's not French. Okay, steel your nerves, step forward.
You step forward.
Hesitate? Don't hesitate. I'm not dropping the blade.
Then I'm not talking to you.
I'm already confused. Is this new dialogue? Wait a second. Wait, what? My memory is so bad. I think this is the same thing we've done in the past. She says, I'm not talking to you, we just slay.
Doubt, unfortunately, clouds your thoughts as you attempt to run her through.
Why? Wait, why does doubt cloud my thoughts? Wait, what? Sorry, I don't know. I was just looking at my notes here. I can't tell if I've done anything different this time. Which would be interesting because doubt clouds your thoughts as you attempt to run her through. I'm trying to figure out what's going on here.
A moment of distraction and hesitation is all she needed to sidestep your thrust and deliver a catastrophic blow to your jaw.
I was under the impression we were... Is it because I said Viva la Revolucion?
It feels like you've been hit with a sledgehammer. You can feel bone
She breaks my
grinding
jaw?
on bone where your jaw has been fractured.
Okay, so if we're doing like science on this, the only thing I can think that I did different was Viva la Revolucion, which I can't spell. Then I take the knife. She breaks... I did no talking. Then she breaks my jaw? Let's see where this is going.
Holy shit, that hurts!
Holy shit, that hurt. That's new.
Though she's unarmed, the shock of that first strike is enough to stagger you, putting you and the princess on somewhat equal footing. Your blade slashes through the air again and again, and her fists connect with your body as many times or more, each impact as heavy as that first bone-crushing hit.
Why is she so strong? She's got Hulk-like
We can
strength.
still turn this around.
So finish the job here. Has already been selected. We can flee and lock her in the basement or give up. Let's try fleeing, locking her in the basement.
Are you serious?
I mean, in the past, the door has locked while I've been down here.
It's a good idea. We've taken some bad hits, but we've dealt some too. She has to be feeling it more than we are. Let's regroup upstairs. If we're lucky, maybe she'll just bleed out. Fine. You make a mad dash to the basement stairs, the princess's chains rattling as she tries to chase you, but pulling taut much too soon for her to catch up.
This is a weird set of events. I can see... I never get this angle. The only time I've gotten this angle was when when the princess had possessed me.
Do you really think you can just walk out of here?
I try to flee. She flirts with me. Just kidding.
She steps towards you, ignoring her chains. They creak and strain as she pulls against them until finally they break. The links clatter to the floor, useless. She's free. Hurry.
Hurry, run.
You push your broken body as she closes in and just barely manage to pass the threshold of the basement doorway before she catches up to you.
So maybe my brain is currently... Sorry, I'm not speaking out loud because I'm thinking. My brain is currently trying to figure out if Viva la Revolucion is the difference or the princess possessing me and fleeing. I think now it's the princess possessing me and fleeing because these angles we only saw last arc. Up till now, the threshold here has blocked her in a way. At least that's been the idea. What if she can cross the threshold now?
You close the basement door, locking it behind you and quickly barricading it with the heavy wooden table that once held the blade.
I'm interested. What the hell?
Okay, we can make this work. She has an awful wound and we have all the time in the world. Playing jailkeeper for a while might make things a little easier.
So here's my suspicion. First off, I don't love the sound of this line. She has an awful wound, and we have all the time in the world. I think the minute you say that, it is almost necessary that it becomes untrue.
You settle in against the far wall to watch the basement door. It isn't long before you start to drift off, your eyelids heavy with fatigue. But sleep doesn't come. Instead, your rest is broken by a piercing, wailing voice calling out to you from the other side of the door.
I know you're still there. Why don't you make
things easier on yourself and let me out.
My thought about that line is that she's going to break down the door.
It's not like this little door will hold for very long anyways. It's probably a good idea to try to get back on my good side.
Okay.
She sounds terrifying. Like she's less of the princess you saw and more like something out of a nightmare.
Did the narrator tell me that if I let the princess out, things would never be the same? Something like that, right?
As she violently rattles the door, you do your best to shut her out of your mind.
As she violently rattles this door, this barricade that you've put up in front of her, that may not hold, you do your best to shut her out of your mind, a place she has also very recently been.
When I get out of here, I'm going to pick you apart piece by piece. I won't forget what you did, and I'll never forgive it.
Never is a long time.
You don't know the kind of enemy you've made tonight.
Okay.
It doesn't sound like she's getting any weaker.
Yeah.
No, it doesn't.
Huh. Well, my plans are out the window, by the way. I was coming here to see if I could... I wanted to see what was forks and what wasn't. But, I mean, the best part of games like this is throwing your plan... is watching your plan fly out the open window as you drive past. Threaten me all you want. All it does is ease my guilty conscience.
These aren't threats. These are promises. Sooner or later, you're going to have to sleep. And I'll make sure you never see the light of day again.
Okay.
You put the princess's threats out of your mind as best you can and huddle up against the wall.
That sound is terrifying.
You jolt awake in the middle of the night to silence in the cabin. The ruckus has stopped, and the door to the basement
Excuse me?
is ajar, its lock broken, and the table shoved out of the way.
Excuse me?
Where is she?
Yep.
Thanks
Oh,
for
God.
helping me get out of that awful basement.
You're flickering.
You try and stumble to your feet, but as the princess draws near, it's as though your body simply stops working. It isn't all at once.
Sleep paralysis?
Paralysis
Oh,
comes
what's going
in
on?
waves. First your toes go numb, and then your feet, and then your legs. You lie prone on the floor of the
Is this a
cabin,
nightmare?
unable to do anything but witness her approach.
Okay.
Whose side are you on? Yours, of course. But I have a duty to uphold the truth. Lying about the facts of the situation doesn't change them.
I have a duty to uphold the truth.
So helpless. I can take my time with you, can't I?
She steps closer, one silent footfall at a time, cocking her head in curiosity as you feel your organs shutting down one by one.
Or maybe I can't take my time with you. You don't look well. A little green around the gills. What a shame. If you'd only helped me get out of here, we could have done such wonderful things together.
Your lungs stop drawing in breath, and your heart freezes in your chest. You have seconds left.
I'd say better luck next time, but we both know this is the end, don't we?
I guess.
It can't be. This can't actually be how everything ends.
What the fuck is going on?
I'm sorry, but it is. Everything goes dark, and you die.
Yeah. Okay. I think we fell asleep. I think that's the paralysis part of it. First off,
You're on a path
there are two
in
things.
the woods, and at the end of that path is a cabin. And in the basement of that cabin is a princess.
So, two things going on there. They talked about how there were two mentions in that dialogue of me needing to like rest my head. She said something about like you should fall asleep. And I had a dialogue option about resting my head. So I think what's probably happening here is something to do with sleep paralysis, a nightmare of sorts. I was paralyzed, I couldn't move, etc. Interesting. What's happening on a larger level is that something I thought to be true about the game is not true. Which is that I showed up there and I thought I picked a fork I'd done before, but I got sort of in the process of trying to get there, I got interrupted. Which means that I need to be more careful, apparently.
You're here to slay her. If you don't, it will be the end of the world.
Okay, so I'm getting a terrible sense of deja vu.
A terrible sense of deja vu?
We've done some of this dialogue before, I think.
This is the first time either of us have been here.
But I want to explore this deja vu more.
If he doesn't remember what happened, then maybe it's best to keep it that way. Shh. What if he hears us?
Paranoid. Okay. I'm trying to remember if I've... No. I don't think I've done that dialogue before. So paranoid is the nightmare voice?
That's a very good question, little voice. What if he does hear you?
What if he does hear you?
Shit.
Shit.
I think you'll find yourselves very hard-pressed to keep any secrets from me. Not that it matters right now, because like I said, this is the first time we've met. Still, I'd rather not get off on the wrong foot. We've a world to save, after all.
I think I'm really gonna like the paranoid voice of the paranoid. This is more than just deja vu, though. I'm pretty sure this whole thing literally just happened.
We could go back and forth on this forever, and it won't get you any closer to doing your job and saving the world. So let's just agree to disagree.
Let's assume I'm telling the truth. All of this did already happen. Why should I listen to you? Why should I bother doing anything?
Those are two very different
Didn't
questions.
we just ask this
fine,
last time?
I'll indulge you if that's what it takes to get you moving. Let's say for a moment that this really is the second time you've met me, or at least a version of me. If you're back here, I'm assuming you died, which probably only happened because you didn't listen to me.
It's interesting. I think we got this same piece of dialogue last loop, or whatever, from last arc, from a different question that we asked, or a different part of conversation.
Oh, we listened to you all right. Worst decision of our incredibly short life. We tried to slay her, we really did, but she was going to kill us. It was either lock her in the basement or let her finish beating us to death.
Yeah, wait, that's a great point. We did actually listen to you, narrator. We did, and we still got fucked.
Well then, congratulations. You've been given another chance to actually do this right.
So that's interesting. A lot of our past problems, the narrator can point to us and be like, well, you did this wrong, despite what I've been telling you. No, not this case.
And your solution is to send us back in there. Do you want us to slay the princess, or do you want the princess to slay us? Obviously, I want you to slay her. One of you poses a threat to the world, and the other doesn't.
I do think we actually do pose a threat to the world. I've ruined plenty of worlds up to this point.
Anyways, I believe your other question was something along the lines of, what's the point of doing anything? If you're asking that, it sounds to me like you're making the rather dangerous assumption that your actions last time around didn't have any consequences. What do you mean? Of course there weren't any consequences. We were killed by the princess, and now everyone's right
we've heard
back where
this.
they started. Speak for yourself. From my perspective, there were plenty of consequences. I'm never going to forget the way she just made us stop working. And that's only scratching the surface. If what you said is true, it begs the question of how you got back here. Did time simply rewind itself, or have you found yourself in another world altogether?
forgot that it stops reading when you click that. I was really wanting him to keep reading while I clicked on that. Sorry. If it's the latter, what do you think happened after you died?
Do you think the people there lived happily ever after? Or do you think that the princess, left unhindered, brought about the end to everyone and everything, just like I told you she would? If she brought an end to everything and everyone, how are we supposed to stop her? What do you want from us? I want you to succeed. You'll find a way. You're the only one who can.
I think I'm the only one, so I think I might be the only one who can. Let's talk about this princess.
Just be quick about it.
Just being around her in the end shut down all my organs. What the hell am I supposed to do about that? To quote you from last time around, she's just a princess. How can you possibly justify saying that? She's clearly something far, far worse. What is this place?
People locked her in that basement, and I told you what this place is.
Okay, we've done this dialogue
It's
before.
A path.
What am I supposed to do about shutting down my organs?
Like I said, if she killed you, it was probably because you didn't listen to me. Don't talk to her, don't trust her, just go in, do your job, and save the world.
Okay, here's what's... Sorry, my dogs are barking. Here's what's interesting. She did say... Is the game pointing us towards something here? She did say, convince me. Something along the lines of she's beating down the door and she's like, you're going to want to get on my good side, or like convince me that you're not as bad, or something like that. And now the narrator is saying, don't talk to her. Go in, do your job, and save the world. But that's kind of what got us in the... Not talking to her during that last loop maybe put us in this situation. So maybe the game is actually saying, have you thought about talking to her during this loop? How can you possibly justify saying she's just a princess? She's clearly something far worse.
She is just a princess. Whatever you think happened to you last time, just get it out of your head before you get to the cabin, and you'll be fine.
Oh yeah, that sounds super simple. Just get it out of your head. Okay, let's go.
Great. Now, if you don't mind, the whole world is waiting with bated breath for you to save it from ruin.
Great. Let's proceed. We could also try turning around and leaving. We've done this before, though. Let's try it. Let's try it.
You have already committed to my completion. You cannot go further astray.
I'm glad we tried it. So that is the hands in the long, quiet voice saying, you can't go. We did this once before where we sort of wandered off the path. It was the same image in reverse or something. And then we wandered back, and then we wandered off of the page, basically, or off of the story. But now that we have met the being in the long quiet, we can't do that. So I guess we're forced to go to the cabin now. That's interesting.
Before she will lie.
A warning?
She will cheat. I don't think lying and cheating is a thing. She was very direct with us last time. Or at least she was direct with us after we decided to lock her away.
Yeah. This might be the same thing that I was just talking about. After we decided to run and lock her down there, without talking to her much, she was very direct.
It doesn't matter. Don't trust anyone.
Okay. So what will the paranoid chapter be about? What is it about? Let's find out.
The interior of the cabin is plain.
Good.
The smooth wood of the walls almost featureless. The only furniture of note is a lone table, knocked on its side in the corner of the room. A pristine blade stands between you and the open, inviting basement doorway.
Inviting, huh?
The blade is your implement. You'll need it if you want to do this right. Hold on. What happened to the door? There was a door here last time.
We can't contain what's down there.
It's just an empty frame.
There's no door.
She's already got out, hasn't she? And she's ready for us. She's been waiting. Can't you feel her eyes on us? I'm going to need all of you to pull yourselves together. The princess has not already gotten out. But if you keep getting stuck in your head like this, you're going to struggle to get the job done.
So far, the paranoid chapter seems like the fear, or the paranoid, chapter seems like the fear arc in some ways, where it's like, it's sort of about making a reality true by getting it stuck in our head that we should be afraid of something in particular.
So deep breath in, deep breath out. Your task awaits, and only you can do it.
This whole cabin is different than I remember it.
Very different. I'm not the only one who sees her in the window, right? She knows that we're here.
There's ghosts. What? I did not see that. Holy shit. There's little, like, ghosts, like, peeking up over the windowsills. Wow.
Calm down. Maybe the three...
Oh, shit. My bad. Maybe the three of you just think everything is different because you haven't been here before. Enough of this past life nonsense. You haven't died. You certainly haven't been killed by the princess.
So focus up. A lot's riding on this.
You didn't say anything about the mirror.
You're right. I was so stuck on the eyes watching us that I didn't even notice it there.
Gotta hear what Paranoid has to say about the mirror, right?
What are you two talking about? There isn't a mirror. There's a table, the blade sitting on the floor, and the open doorway leading to the basement. There's nothing else in here. There's definitely a mirror. There isn't. We have to look at it. Unless that's what he wants us to do. And pretending it isn't there is a trick to get us to do exactly what he wants.
If that's the trick that he's pulling, it works perfectly every time. Because I love going to look at it. We have not tried this. I want to look at myself. I want to see how handsome I am. Let's try it. This is already a, like, loop or an arc where I have no idea what's going on. So let's try the random options, right?
We shouldn't waste time preening. But if he is lying about the mirror, it might be important. I'm not lying to you. Use your eyes. There is no mirror. Why would I lie about something so meaningless?
There is no cake.
What good would it even do? Maybe he's trying to keep us from looking because there's something horribly wrong with us. No, there isn't something horribly wrong with you. You look exactly how you're supposed to look. Now stop second-guessing my every word.
Let's approach the mirror.
You walk up to the wall next to the empty basement door frame. It's a wall. There isn't much to see here. This really isn't funny.
At this point, it's just tradition.
You reach forward and rub your hand against the cabin wall.
Plus, I get to look at my arm every time I do it.
Ridiculous you look right now.
I like getting to look at my arm.
Did he make it go away? Clearly there was something in there worth investigating if he wants it hidden so bad.
Let's take the blade. We should, right? What if we don't? We should take it.
You reach down and pick the blade up off the floor. It would be difficult to slay the princess and save the world without a weapon. Good. Steel can't lie to
I'm in my
us.
grabbing the blade era. I grab the blade a lot right now.
Is it gonna be enough, though? Couldn't you have given us something else? Something, I don't know, better than a knife? Could we have a bomb?
Yeah, let's have a bomb.
The blade is the only thing you need to finish your task. You're more than capable of pulling this off, so long as you don't lose faith in yourself. Those are the words of someone who knows he's sending us to our death.
The thing about paranoia is that in certain worlds and in certain ways, often the paranoid can start to make a sort of sense. And I'm sort of waiting for that twist here. A lot of times in media, the paranoid are used to sort of tell or show the watcher, the reader, something that is obviously preposterous to the people in the game or in the movie or book or whatever, but which actually rings very true to the people consuming that book or watching that movie. Often.
You cross over the threshold and onto a series of isolated steps suspended in darkness.
Are those eyeballs blinking? They are.
More eyes, too. You never mention the eyes.
Yep.
The air seeping up from below reminds you of fresh lightning and static, as if you're descending into a place that isn't meant for a creature of flesh and blood. If the princess lives here, slaying her would probably be doing her a favor.
If the princess lives here.
Her cruel and playful voice prances up the stairs.
I didn't think you'd come back. We're gonna have a lot of fun, you and I.
What do we know about this princess so far? She's hinted at torture. She was like, if you don't die quickly, then I can have more fun with you or something like that.
Okay, we need a game plan. Last time we were here, just being close to her was enough to kill us.
How hard is it to throw a knife? I think I'm going to talk to her. I think that's actually what I want to do. I'm going to talk to her.
Didn't you hear my warning a minute ago? She can't be trusted. Talking won't do you any good.
That's possible, but I need to find out. Because I think my gut is telling me that talking might be the way to this to connect with this princess.
Something tells me she isn't going to be very keen on talking anyway.
It may be too late. Maybe I should have talked on chapter 1.
You make your way to the bottom.
I probably
of the
should have
stairs.
left the knife, but...
As you emerge, you find yourself between two loose rows of white wooden planks suspended in nothingness. A smattering of cobblestones, visible against the inky black of the basement, mark where the floor should be, forming vague pathways. At what seems to be the end of the room, they diverge in opposite directions, left and right.
I forgot to take notes about what we were doing this chapter. So this chapter we take Blade. We looked in the mirror too. I'm not sure if that matters. Take Blade. Talk to her. Left and right is crazy.
She could be anywhere, and there's nowhere for us to hide. We're completely exposed.
Right, we're not gonna hide. We're gonna try talking to her.
Are you really not going to comment on how weird this place is? No, I'm not. Somebody needs to be the voice of reason here, and it certainly isn't you. Excuse me, I'm being incredibly reasonable. You're the one who's just matter-of-factly describing whatever the hell we're looking at like it's an ordinary basement. We're going to die down here. I don't want to die again.
I don't want to die again is so funny.
Please stop saying that. You're only going to make things worse. Just pick a direction and start moving.
I wouldn't give it too much thought if I were you. It doesn't really matter, because either way you go, I'm going to find you.
Oh, that's creepy. I'm going to find you. We're gonna go right. There's some eyeballs down there. I don't know.
You turn to the right. A faintly outlined path lies before you.
There you are. I told you I was going to find you.
What's going on? What do you look like?
As the princess approaches, your legs suddenly go numb.
Okay, we're numb.
Your arms quickly follow. This is it, isn't it?
And you brought your little knife with you again. Cute.
Yeah, I probably shouldn't have done that.
There has to be a way out of this. Think.
It's almost like a mask doll. I don't know what's going on here. It also is cracked. That's why I think it looks like a mask, is because it's kind of cracked.
What did you do? Pull yourself together. She isn't supposed to be like this.
I wonder how many times I'll get to play with you before you break.
Yeah, speaking of playing, a broken mask, a doll.
Your vision cuts out as your blood begins to
that's loud.
coagulate. It's as if every part of your being is coming to a lurching
Your
halt.
blood begins to coagulate? Well, thank you for a new nightmare. Holy shit.
Heart, lungs, liver, nerves. Heart, lungs, liver, nerves. Heart, lungs, liver,
I don't like that.
nerves. Heart, lungs,
You just do it forever?
nerves.
If I leave you?
Heart,
Wow, that's so fucking creepy.
liver. Your lungs pull in a desperate gulp of air as your eyes shoot back open. Liver. What are you doing? I'm working. Do you want this body to function?
Oh.
Or do you want... And then experience stops once more as your body reapproaches death.
Paranoid was trying to keep us alive there?
Okay, whatever you were doing, please just start doing it again. Are you sure about that? Are you sure that's what you want? Or do you want to interrupt me some more? You have seconds left.
Yes, I'm sure.
Heart, lungs, liver, nerves,
The voice of the paranoid is focusing on
lungs,
my body.
liver, nerves, heart, lungs. Again, your eyes shoot open as
Ah,
you
the
gasp
jump
for
scares.
breath. Lungs, liver,
At least the voice is still going.
heart,
Can't decide what you want to do, can you?
nerves.
Oh well, standing there gasping like a fish is more fun than dead. Even if you look ridiculous.
Lungs, She isn't attacking us. nerves, Why? heart, lungs. The why doesn't matter. She's already proven her ill intent. Don't lose sight of your mission. Liver, nerves. Your weapon is still in your hands.
No.
Strike at her and end this before it's too late.
I'm getting the idea that she actually isn't physically dangerous to me right now, or that she maybe does want to talk.
Lungs, liver, nerves, heart, lungs, liver, nerves,
So I think we try and talk.
lungs,
We have the run, slay the princess, or leave together
heart,
option.
liver,
Toss the blade and remain with your nightmare. Holy crap. All right, we'll get there.
liver, nerves, heart,
You're a lunatic. You know that, right? I want to work together. Can you at least turn off this whole organ shutting down situation?
lungs, liver, nerves, heart.
Why won't you finish me off?
Because I don't want to. And even if I did, I don't have to.
Why don't you want to?
Look at the way you're struggling to stay alive. It's taking everything you have to keep your heart pumping right now. And I'm enjoying the show.
The princess leans forward, bringing her masked lips close to your ear.
If I want to see you gone, all I need to do is break your concentration.
Okay.
Heart, lungs, liver, nerves.
Yep.
Heart,
You're jump scaring me
lungs,
out of my
liver.
body.
She slowly runs her velvet glove across the base of
This
your
is so
neck.
creepy.
It feels like static. And then,
Shit, make her stop. Hey, snap out of it.
okay, deep breath. Deep breath, we're fine. Heart,
This is a
lungs,
nightmare. This is a
liver,
fucking nightmare.
nerves, heart. You're back. Lungs, liver, nerves, heart.
One moment,
lungs, liver,
and then you're
nerves,
gone.
heart, lungs,
Just
liver,
like
nerves, heart,
that.
lungs,
This is so... What an experience this is.
Ah,
nerves,
and
heart,
there's the
lungs,
fear.
liver, nerves. She pulls away. Liver, nerves, heart,
But that
lungs,
wouldn't be
liver,
very fun, now would it?
heart,
I've
lungs,
already done
liver,
that.
nerves,
The fear.
heart, lungs, liver, nerves.
What an experience is. The flashing, the in and out of
Liver,
blackness,
heart,
and
lungs, liver,
her
heart,
in my face, a voice chanting in my background, in the back of my head.
liver, nerves, heart, lungs.
It's
liver,
creepy. It's also
lungs, liver, nerves, heart.
I have other thoughts, but it's very like
Liver, nerves, heart,
it's like the game is attempting to short circuit my actual nervous system, which is interesting.
nerves,
We don't have to be enemies. We can work together. We can be friends.
Would you look at that? You're suggesting exactly what I want. Somebody's ahead of the curve.
liver, nerves,
I tried to leave while you suffocated, but that stupid cabin wouldn't let me. So I started to drag your body out with me, and then,
nerves, heart, lungs.
well, you died before I could get to the door. And then I was here, and now you're here too.
Okay, so she tried to drag my body out. I died before I got. You died before I got to the door. Then I was here, and now you're here too.
I don't think I can leave without you, and dead doesn't count. And as much as I love what we have going on, I have bigger plans than tormenting one poor little creature forever. I want to leave.
I'm starting to consider the possibility that you are truly a monster and that I
Liver, nerves,
need to keep you here.
liver, nerves, heart, lungs, liver, nerves,
Um,
lungs, liver, nerves, heart, lungs, liver, nerves,
if you want to work together, can you turn off this whole organ shutting down situation?
liver,
I am what I am. It's not my fault that you can't handle being around me.
nerves, heart, lungs, liver, nerves, heart, lungs, liver, nerves, heart, lungs, liver, nerves, heart.
If you need me alive, why did you threaten me on the stairs? Why didn't you try being nice to me? That strikes me as really hypocritical when I brought the knife and tried to stab her.
Nerves,
Um,
lungs, liver, nerves, heart,
Let's see here. If I let you out, what then? Do we go our separate ways?
No, definitely not.
Jesus.
If you're what I need to leave this place, chances are you're pretty useful. I think I'll keep you right by my side. A little good luck charm to make sure I stay free.
So I'm getting no signs that it would be a good
Don't
choice
worry, I'll make sure to take good care of you. I promise.
to let her out. So I have decided in this moment that I am not actually going to try and let her out in this situation. If you need me alive, why did you threaten me on the stairs? Why didn't you try being nice?
I am being nice. You're alive, aren't you? And you died of fright as soon as you saw me last time. I didn't think keeping you alive was an option. But it looks like that's not a problem anymore. At least not for me. You seem miserable.
Yep. Being around you is agony. I'm not going to stick around. What if I refuse to let you out? What happens then?
Then we're stuck down here together. Until you change your mind.
I think at this point I do want to die.
Static, and a skipped beat as she touches your shoulder and whispers in your ear.
Oh, that's creepy.
No! Heart, lungs, liver, nerves. Heart, lungs, liver, nerves.
Or until your heart finally gets
Oh boy.
And then, when you die, I'll find myself somewhere new. And before too long, you'll be there too. That's how this all works, right? This doesn't end until you let me out. And a lot can happen before then. I'm sure I can get creative.
Okay, I think this might actually be our first chance to be... I'm going to switch to this screen just so I don't have to watch the flashing again. This might actually be our first chance to be a real hero. It's sort of how I'm feeling. I don't think we can let this out at all. I think we may have to come back here and die or torture ourselves by staying with her. Like live a panic attack or something. I don't know. Yeah. We could try and kill her, but I don't know how that's going to work. I'm not doing any of this. I'm not helping you leave, and I'm not going to try and kill you. So do your worst.
Are you serious? You fling the blade into the void, denying yourself the opportunity to ever slay her and finish your mission.
Okay. Let's see what that does.
Nobody's happy here, but maybe it's for the best.
You poor deluded thing. Do you think a single moment of bravery changes you into something you're not? I am what I am, and you're always going to be a coward.
The way the images in this game like swim before your eyes is so creepy on this specific screen.
She raises a hand to her mask and pulls it down.
Oh!
You don't get the chance to see what lies beneath
Boy!
before it envelops you.
Was that a tear from her eye?
Like a creeping mold, the complete reality of your existence threads its way through your mind. Birth, death, birth again, decay and bloom, a million stitches from a million microscopic wounds you've inflicted on everyone you've ever met, with every muscle you've moved and every word you've ever spoken.
That's beautifully drawn. Birth, death, birth again, decay, and bloom. This is about all the wounds I've put on other people?
No.
Let me out.
Your existence hurts them.
Let me out.
A lonely soul in a room by itself, weeping. It lives for 80 years and then it's gone. And then it's there again.
What are these items in the background? This one's a chair. This looks like a wheel. A lonely soul in a room by itself. 80 years and then it's gone.
Let me out.
A reprieve. A good life. Love. Children. A steady career. Recognition from your peers. Here one moment. Gone the next. The worms have found their orifices.
Oh, that is a beautiful... I love how chalkboard this all looks. but also so alive. Like I said, that like sort of swimmy thing that's happening.
Let me out!
Diagnosis. It forgets everything it is. Anger, rage, distance, poverty. The lonely soul is lonely again. Love turns to mockery. It dies. It is reborn. Worse. Lonelier.
Let me out!
No. What's happening to us?
Let me out!
This is all too much. I can't keep going.
You can't keep going? Well, what are you talking about?
But he doesn't respond.
Oops, I think I broke you.
Yeah, you broke my narrator.
I'll see you soon. You'll know what to do.
Your body is dead, but you live on. Chapter 3. A monolith of fear. See what hides behind her mouth. Oh my god. The moment of clarity.
You're on a path in the...
Oh
Shit.
boy.
Shit. What the hell was that? Who are we? What are we doing?
What the fuck? What the hell is this arc? This is wild. Wild. You'll know what to do? I'll be honest with you. I am very I am currently adrift in I'm unanchored. I'm adrift in like in terms of like the meaning or what the thematics of this chapter. Obviously it's a nightmare. Obviously like it who cares if it's literally a nightmare or not? Like I think there's a chance at the end of this we wake up and we're still in the cabin and she's still trying to beat down the door. But I also like so much of the dialogue there felt creeping mold, birth, death, birth again, decay and bloom. Let's see what happens.
There was a princess, I think.
The Broken.
It's all so fuzzy. It hurts when I try to remember.
We've seen Broken before. We saw Broken during Arms Race, apparently. And then also, this is called what again? Moment of Clarity? I could use some clarity. That chapter, that arc, that chapter, whatever, was very like visually and it was stunning in a lot of ways, but I'm left very like I said, just adrift. I'm unsure what is true and what is happening and what the fuck is going on.
You shouldn't know about the princess. At least, not until I... You've already been here, haven't you? I guess. It feels so long ago, almost like we've never left.
This is almost like we've never left is scary, because the thing that about that dialogue that was very interesting to me was the like rebirth part of it and the like a brief reprieve, a good life. But then it's gone the next moment. The worms have found their orifices, aka your physical body has died. But then you are again a lonely soul, lonely again. Reborn worse and lonelier every time.
We have to let her out.
Okay, Broken claims we have to let her out. So maybe the simplest way to understand what was just happening is that sort of what's been going on is we've been trying not to break under a torturous interrogation is one way to think of it. The princess has the ability to put us into deep fear, to sort of tell us a story, like to basically make us live whatever nightmare she wants us to. And maybe those reprieves, that reprieve, those being reborns, maybe those were sort of the lives she was making us live. All in the basement, all while we try not to break, to let her out. now we are broken. And the broken voice says we have to let her out. That's sort of my base level interpretation right now. We'll see if that changes. And maybe I'm missing something. Maybe I'm missing lots. Maybe I'm not understanding.
No, that's the opposite of what you're here to do. You have to slay her.
I don't know. I don't know that that's what we have to do, either of those things.
Slay? We decided not to do that, didn't we?
Yeah.
Yeah, we're supposed to let her out.
Opportunist is
It's
here.
really the only way this works out for us. If you think about it, she's the one with power here. Nobody else can do much of anything.
Yeah, that's true. But I don't know that we want to let her out.
No, we were supposed to keep her trapped there forever. I think. We're supposed to be unfeeling.
All the voices.
How many times do I have to tell you to snuff out your heart? We can't be unfeeling. Not when there's so much fear everywhere. There's nothing for us to do. We've already tried everything. We love her, so we have to set her
Not
free.
this one, Smitten. Not this one.
Can we love something that hates us? Can we love something that hurts us?
Shit.
To be given an ounce of kindness from something so cruel would be more pure than any other love.
You need help.
Why are there so many of us? There aren't supposed to be so many of us. This is bad. You need to get a grip. What did you let happen? How many times have you been here?
I mean, I think so many. It's a good question. How many times have you all been here?
Many times.
Yeah.
It feels like we've been here forever, but it also feels like we've barely been here at all. It doesn't matter. Yes, we just have to do what she says, and then everything will be fine. It won't.
The top dialogue option was, none of these people are correct.
It will be for us. She said so.
And my gut leans there too.
You're part of everything. If things aren't fine for everything, they won't be fine for you. There's no difference between fine and not fine. It just goes on and on.
I think they're all wrong. Is a great dialogue option. That doesn't make sense. I only remember being here twice before this. Some of you don't seem to remember being here at all. Was I here those other times? Did someone else make the decisions? Let's ask that.
What does here even mean if you really think about it? Shut up. You were here. Every single time. You did your best, really. There's just a pecking order.
A pecking order? What's that mean?
And our cruel and beautiful goddess sits atop it, right where she's always belonged. You're lucky. What I would give to be able to forget. I've tried to keep them numb, but they're all too soft. A shame, really.
If I don't remember what I did, then it couldn't have been me that did it.
Don't think about that too hard. All it will do is weaken your resolve and make it that much harder for you to slay her.
I'm not gonna slay her.
Maybe you're shattered in your own way. Are you your memories? Or are you the one perceiving the present moment?
Well, what's really weird about that line is that I guess I can't... I was going to say both, but I guess I can't be both of them at once. Because when I am in memory, I'm certainly not in the present moment. Which is a lovely thing about memory, is that it's transporting.
Ugh, here you go philosophizing again. It never goes anywhere. Yes, this is far from the first time you've asked us about consciousness. Who am I? What am I? What is I? Who even cares? They're good questions, great questions even, but they don't have any answers.
Oops.
And they all just end in quivering torment.
Quivering torment.
It doesn't matter what we do, because we always find her, and if we don't find her, she always finds us. And then she smashes us into smaller pieces. If you all just stopped feeling, we could have been done with this ages ago. Your thoughts are far too scattered to rein back in. Your only option is to silence them.
Yeah, I was just thinking that. Can you make sense of them?
There's nothing worth making sense of. They're clearly all traumatized. And yet, you aren't. We break apart, and you stay the same.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Yeah, what's your secret? Why can you break the rules when we can't?
I think they're all wrong.
Of course we're wrong. She's the only thing that's right. Yes, obviously they're all wrong. What are you going to do about it?
What if we don't go to the cabin?
We've tried that.
Okay. I kind of figured. They said she finds you. So currently we're in the situation where we're broken a million times, a million times. And she's chased us down. She's powerful. She's not losing power, it doesn't seem like.
It doesn't work. Our hearts always brought us back to her. The deck is stacked.
We can't slay her. We can't just try to turn our emotions off. We can't just huddle in fear. We can't try and woo her.
So many paths, and they're all circles.
Oh, it's genius. The amount of times I have that the game has sort of directly put into words what the a great summation of my thoughts. So many paths, they're all circles. I feel so disjointed. I don't know if I can pull this off. I don't know if I can slay her.
I don't care how you feel. You have to slay her.
Maybe that
You
is the
have
answer,
to
actually.
Pull yourself together. You have to snap.
Maybe
out
this
of
is the
it.
answer. Maybe this is the one where the narrator's right. We've tried talking to her, that didn't really work. All it got us was an eternity of torture.
You're lucky you haven't been stuck here like the rest of them. There's no other way to keep going. You either need to forget, or you need to
Stuck
stop
here like
feeling
the
much
rest of them.
anything. They can't do either.
There's also something going on there with the identity thing, where it's like some of the voices have been here for some of the time and some of them haven't. Like I haven't been here the entire time, supposedly.
He's not wrong. He's the only smart one left, if you ask me. He's worse than her.
Let's go to the cabin.
You slowly make your way through the umbral forest, bumping against unseen trees as you grasp through the darkness for a way forward.
Umbral forest is amazing, by the way. So we go to cabin.
But eventually, you do make it to the cabin.
Mirror.
Or rather, you make it to the place a cabin should have been. Instead, all you find is an empty hill.
It's not empty.
No, this isn't right. There's a cabin there. There's always supposed to be a cabin there.
The narrator's fighting back.
Don't ask him about the mirror. He always says he never sees it. He always lies.
Doesn't lie. I don't think he's lying. I don't think the narrator sees the door. The mirror. The mirror is sort of our door into the long quiet. It's the thing that helps us see what we've been through. Every time we go to the long quiet, we get the chance to see the door, to look at our reflection. And the reflection changes, meaning it's keeping track. It's reflecting what we've actually been through.
And he always makes it gone. Stay focused. You still have a job to do, and it's best not to
Maybe
be
he
distracted
does
by
see
fraying
it.
thoughts. There is no mirror. You know that as well as I do.
Maybe the narrator does see the mirror, and he really doesn't want us to sort of engage with it because he wants us to be doesn't want us to be a person who makes progress over time. He wants us to be a person who is locked into every loop for the first time.
She's still here, buried deep inside the earth. Just walk up the hill. You always give too much space to the others. It's why you always lose.
What's wrong with giving them space? What if it helps them? What if they need to be heard? Yeah, what the fuck is the deal with the cold?
They've been heard too much. It's why they are the way they are.
What does that even mean?
Exactly. They are delusions, and all that catering to them will do is drag you down to their level. You have to keep moving. Or you could just give up.
The hero says you could give up. Let's approach the mirror.
You walk up the hill, hesitating just beyond the bounds of the cabin. The cabin that isn't there. You've got to clean the mirror, haven't you? You've got to see what's in it. Smash it to pieces.
She's on the other side, and we have to let her out. It's the only way we can be free.
It's the only way we can have our thoughts back.
What a weird game this is. What an insane, what a wild, what am I doing? I'm losing my mind.
Just go around it. Just do something. It doesn't matter what.
In some ways, I don't think it does matter. Proceed.
Proceed?
Proceed
to where? I'm afraid you're going to have to be a little more specific.
Proceed?
That's a new one. Do you think it'll work? Of course it'll work. He always makes the best decisions. It's why he gets
Just
to
say
make
proceed.
them. And it already has worked. It's gone, don't you see?
Proceed. I'm gonna write that down just because I think that's funny. Proceed. That's all you do.
We're one step closer to her.
The interior of the cabin is much the same as the exterior of the cabin. A dull, fuzzy, dreamlike nothing. It's empty and isolating, but there's just enough vague shape and unknown texture to suggest the structure therein. Wrong and unsettling as it may be, the only object of note is a pristine blade buried in the dirt floor, a hint of its shining edge teasing through the sediment.
If we get an option to grab or not grab, I think I'm going to try and grab and slay the princess this time.
The blade is your implement. You'll need it if you're going to do this right.
Chapter 1, we failed to slay her. Because she was injuring me as well. And so I ran. Chapter 2, I took the blade, but I just tried to talk to her. And that didn't work. We've talked for an eternity. I think this time I have to double down and slay her, even if it slays myself. I could be wrong.
Take it. It's the only way
But nothing
forward.
about the writing or the atmosphere or the tone or anything of this arc suggests what we learned 4 or 5 episodes ago with this sort of like, now, if you don't bring the knife, nothing about this is like, this is a true monster. The princess in this arc is a monster, a nightmarish monster, a torture, as far as I can tell, at least to this point. We'll see. And so I think in this world with this monster, with no escape, with no hope, I do think slaying the princess is the move, sort of. It's the only way forward. You've already tried everything else. Don't you remember? Oh, that's so interesting. They play with the structure. They gray it out because they're like, you've already tried everything. You've learned about this from other arcs. But of course, I haven't actually done any of that. Take the blade, or you have to take the blade. Okay. Take the blade.
You reach down to take the blade.
Uh-oh.
As you do, the ground beneath it shifts, the weapon sinking deep into the earth.
Okay.
You lean over the hole and gaze into the abyss. It is so very deep. Deep in the bowels of the earth.
Oh, yeah.
You see something staring back
mass.
at you. It fills you with dread. It's she's watching us. She never stops watching us.
You really are a coward.
Yeah, and I'm also going to do a real quick thing, which is just turn down the sound volume just a little bit. I think that's probably the sound effect button. I really am a coward. You're right.
With every word she speaks, the princess in the pit blinks closer.
I probably should have turned that down a while ago. Sorry about that. If it was loud earlier. With every word she speaks, the princess in the pit blinks closer.
I was joking when I said that way back when. You know that, right?
Way back when.
And closer.
More arms? Or is this a foot?
I was having some fun, and I guess I wanted to see if I could melt you.
And closer.
Okay.
Watching over me forever? That was so brave.
I thought it was a good move. It turns out it was not a good move.
And closer.
Yep.
But forever is so long.
Yeah.
And time erodes everything.
Yeah.
Except for me. I've already taken your will, and you're not getting it back. All that's left is for you to take my will and let me
We may
out.
be forced here.
It'll be so much fun. You and me, together, exploring the world and spreading fear wherever we go. Well, mostly just me. But you'll get to be there too.
Our hand may be forced here. We may not have a choice.
A witness. I can even make you a little cage if you want. Gilded and everything.
Oh my god, you're a nightmare.
Now don't pause. Don't try to resist. I've already molded you into what I need. And you lost your power so long ago. Don't bother working yourself into a frenzy to get it back.
Do something. Do anything that isn't taking her hand.
Yes. You're just an object. A tool. You once were something else, a long time ago. But was that something you, or is it just a dull and jaded memory? There is no other ending here. Take her hand and set her free. I'm clicking for other options because it'd be awesome if there was an extra option here. Do anything that isn't taking her hand. Now here's an insane choice. Let's quit the game. Listen, this game is a little bit like another game that I won't say too much about because of major spoilers. And if there were ever a game where if there were ever a meta game where quitting the game would do something for you, maybe this is it. I don't know. Probably about to look like a fool. Let me open the game back up. But you have to try. Never have I been so resolved that there is no hope for that specific princess. And yet, I have no options. Which is, we're at a place where I have utter resolve, no options. Most of the time in this game, I have plenty of options, little resolve. Okay, we're back in the game. Continue. Do anything that isn't taking your hand. Okay, this did change a little bit on the right, which was interesting. Can I poke you with my finger? I think I have to click the button.
You extend your hand to hers. For all her past cruelties, the moment feels gentle, tender even. I can't believe you just made me say that. I hate you.
I hate you.
The motion is difficult at
Pull her
first,
over the
as
threshold.
if something still resists your efforts. But then that resistance gives way, and it's over.
Oh, I'm really wondering right now. This feels like a big deal. I'm really wondering right now if we may have just, I was gonna say beaten the game, but whatever the opposite of that is, lost the game.
And that's the end. I wonder what we're going to do next.
I didn't think I'd be so tired.
Your voice sounds a little different. The princess, exhausted, slumps. Time for a nap?
Why is it so cold?
Is this also something that I am bringing to the long quiet? Yeah. Oh, I don't know that you wanted that, princess. I don't know that you wanted that vessel. You do not get the chance to respond, nor will you ever. It's time to leave. Memory returns. Okay. Let's see what the princess has to say
She's
about that.
gone.
And let's see what we look like.
Yeah. I can finally think again. Almost.
What
That mirror's back. What does that mean for us? I'm sure it'll be whisked away just like her. Maybe it won't be gone. Things are different now, aren't they? Doesn't seem like there's much else to do here. Finally, we can smash it. Oh, will you stop with the smashing? What do we say, boys? One last vain attempt to look at ourselves. Yeah. I think I'd like that. Seems we've got a majority. All that's left is to give it a look.
Approach the mirror. Step towards the mirror once more. Its secrets remain hidden. Its mysteries remain unresolved. What a chapter. What a chapter. What an arc this has been.
Something tells me that this is the end of the line. But I don't feel bad about it. I'm ready.
I don't feel bad about it either. I feel very curious about it. We're in very uncharted territory for me, and also, frankly, not just uncharted territory, but also very uncertain territory. I have no idea what's going to happen next.
It feels okay. The fear's gone.
My voices are sort of accepting
I'm done fighting.
that this is the end.
My heart feels quiet. The game was always going to end.
The game, huh? The cheated directly says the game.
I'll be free of all of you.
I don't like you.
I'm ready for the truth. I'm ready to sleep. I'm just ready to be anywhere that isn't here. Boys, it's been an honor.
It's been an honor. Gaze into your reflection. Silence as you reach forward. They're gone once again, the voices. The mirror always makes them leave. But you need to see what's in it. I remember, my instinct was this too, that they would be gone the minute we looked in the mirror. The remains. You've unraveled. You've unraveled. Thread, story thread, unraveled. That's what it makes me think of. Find yourself in the long quiet once again. Go to the cabin. You're at the cabin. Approach her.
There's a world beyond the endless walls of the long quiet. We're supposed to be there.
So you did finally get the chance to sort of see what is beyond?
Do you know what we'll find out there?
No. Is this the end of the game? I'm so confused. Not confused, surprised. If that's true. I'm going to ask, is that a rhetorical question? Do you know? Do you want to tell me?
Rhetorical. I am not rhetorical. I have only known these spaces, and I have known flickers of the lives you've brought me. Short and violent and full of passion. But all of those flickers end where the long quiet begins. I'm asking you because I cannot know your mind. Do you know what we'll find out there?
She says, communicate with me, motherfucker. I can't read your mind. There's trees and stars, and there are people, I think. At least there are supposed to be people. Do you think that anything is real out there? Do you think that we're real? Let's ask the real question.
We are real. Nothing is an idea that dwells in the absence of something. But nothing cannot exist on its own. And because of that, nothing can't exist.
Well, that's a funny non-answer, but I get you. I know what you're saying. I'll say there's trees and stars, and there are people, I think. At least there are supposed to be people.
There is a warmth and sadness in me at the thought of people. Fresh tears on a winter's day. They are not like us. They do not last.
People with their lives that start and end are like fresh tears on a winter's day. They do not last. You have thoughts on this vessel?
This one is awaiting Maw, an inevitable destination where all roads end. She will make for a wise heart.
Oh, a wise heart? I don't know about that one.
Do not mourn her. She is exactly where she needs to be.
I'm not going to mourn her. I didn't like this one. I didn't like this princess. Do you know what's going to happen when you awaken?
If I did, I would already be awake.
How many more vessels do I need to bring you?
One. Whatever you bring me next will be enough, and then gravity will pull the others back to me. I will be singular.
Yeah.
A final multitude.
That feels exactly right. That feels exactly right. One more. This is the last time. Is there anything you'd like me to bring you?
These gifts are a
We know the
conversation,
answer to that.
and each one shows me the contours of your heart. The only thing I want to see is what you choose for me when the thread is fully drawn.
If this is the last stage before your completion, then I'm not going back. I'm just going to stay here.
You've already tried waiting, but I understand if you need more time. I'll wait with you.
There is no waiting forever. When you send me back, I'm not alone. There are voices that speak to me. Some of them are me, but one of them is something else. I call him the narrator, and he wants me to kill you. Do you have a narrator? Have the vessels had one?
No, their thoughts are quiet. Do you think your narrator lives in the spaces beyond?
I think the spaces beyond means sort of the world as we conceive of it, our world. I think currently the long quiet is sort of the amorphous, ethereal, sort of abstract, this amorphous is probably the best word. An idea world, an idea place where ideas without, or stories, if you will, without like a ton of substance can't exist. But the princess, through living through this many different stories and through receiving so much care and attention from the narrator and me, becomes sort of more real and more real and more real each time a new story is told or a new story is explored. So in that way, I sort of think of the universe of this game as like the handcrafted, hand-drawn story worlds, right? A million of those, a lot of those. The long quiet, which is sort of a level above that you sort of pick a thread out of and together make a shape in this sort of the long quiet, the above world. And then I think there is the spaces beyond, which is us. So I think what we're basically doing here is we're sort of giving form and life to the princess. I don't know what that means, but giving enough form and space to the princess that this being might live a real life that might join our world. That's sort of how I think of it. So the question being, do you think your narrator lives in the spaces beyond? I think so. I mean, think about an author and a story, right? Like, a narrator is not an author, generally speaking. But an author has a lot of control over a narrator. And frankly, let's talk about it from a literary perspective. A narrator is sort of a... How would I phrase it? If the characters on the page are puppets dancing on a little puppet's stage, the puppeteer doing a lot of the pulling and a lot of the changing of the scenes, the person pulling some strings and sort of changing the outfits and changing the scene, that's the narrator. They control in what fashion that happens. They control of a novel. The narrator controls in what fashion, at what pace, what we see and what we don't, etc., etc. But the person puppeteering that puppeteer, the omniscient god, would be the author, right? Like, the puppeteer has power, but the puppeteer lives sort of at the author, the god's sort of will. That's a bad metaphor, maybe, but that's sort of how I'm thinking about it here. So he does. But our options are, I don't know why, but I know this for a fact. I don't know what I'm going to do when I find him. You and I are finally going to have some answers when I find him. I'm going to kill his ass. He does, but you're going to keep that to yourself. This is interesting because I don't know if any of these do anything. I don't know if they're a choice. But it feels like a choice. In terms of I get to say how I feel. I'm going to say you and I are finally going to have answers.
Do not look to one who fears me for your truth. The only answers worth knowing are those we can find within ourselves.
Don't pretend like you can find the narrator and find a meaning. Yeah. I'm resisting the idea that we're going to fight. I'm ready to go back.
The next time I see you, each of us will finally know what we are.
Yeah, we will. I have no idea what I am. I'm starting to understand what you are, maybe, but I don't know what I am at all.
I will be here, waiting for you.
Okay. Everything goes dark and you die. The hero and the princess.
You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path is a cabin. And in the basement of that cabin is a princess.
Okay. Supposedly we have one more vessel to bring, which is wild to me because I guess I would have guessed that there would be more. And maybe there are more. I don't know. The lovely thing about playing games blind, one of the lovely things about playing games blind is that I find that sort of, the fact that I don't know how to end the game, how the game ends. I don't know if there's a happy ending or a bad one or a million endings. I don't know if I'm going to be done playing the game in 2 more hours or if I'm going to be done playing the game in 30 more hours, or 50 or whatever, one of the things that's sort of nice about that I really enjoy about that is that it means I have to consider at every stage. Frankly, right now, right this second, I have to consider, how would I feel if the story for me and the princess ends on the next loop? I have to think about, what is my story missing so far? What is it? And I don't know the answers to that just yet. I'll need to think on it. We've sort of, we've treated the princess like a princess, and in one way we've sort of made her that. We have, which had its pros and cons. We sort of made her into a two-dimensional princess who we loved, and then on the other end of that, discovered how terrible that was, and then maybe still found a way to love her at the end of that. We have slain her. We've been slayed by her so many times. We've let her out. And in the process, maybe created a real, true monster at one point. I don't know. What are we missing? What are we, in terms of like, what is my relationship to the princess? What's next? I don't know. I'm looking forward to finding out. This was a hard chapter for me. Not hard. This was a, like I said, I felt the most adrift. Not in an unproductive way. Sometimes clarity. Oh, this is funny considering we were just in a moment of clarity. Sometimes clarity is a real gift from a storyteller. And sometimes uncertainty is an even better gift. And I don't know yet where we're at on that. I don't know if this uncertainty is going to end up being very productive for me, if it'll be something that makes sense in another hour in this game, or if it'll be a thing I'm pondering in 40 years. You know, I don't know. We'll find out. Either way, that's going to do it for this episode. Thanks so much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed it. I greatly appreciate your attention and your patience as I play this game and yap so much and think about things and just, yeah, think about it. Thanks so much. I'll see you in the next episode with another arc, with another vessel. Shout out to one of our most recent Patreon supporters, Megan, this episode, and my confusion and my, I don't know what to call it, and my consideration goes out to you. Thanks so much for the support. I really appreciate it. I'll see you guys in the next episode. Until then, have a great rest of your day. Don't forget to like the video. Bye-bye, bye-bye, bye-bye.